has been making music for over 4 decades. That is a big accomplishment for a band to stay together that long. Aerosmith is a rock band that had the height of their career throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s. They produced many hit songs and have won 4 Grammys. In this speech, I will be informing you all about Aerosmith. I will cover how they got their start, what happened during the peak of their fame, and what they are doing now. I love to learn about musicians and how they got their start. I especially love learning about Aerosmith because both me and my family love to listen to them. Now we all loved Aerosmith during the height of their career, but let's talk about how they got started. This band started out in 1970 when lead singer Steven Tyler met band members Joe Perry, Tom Hamilton, Brad Whitford, and Joey Kramer in New Hampshire. Once the group had all the members, Aerosmith was born, and the band decided to relocate to Boston, Massachusetts. According to Songfacts.com, for 2 years the band played clubs in Massachusetts and New York. From these clubs, the group started to gain a following, and in 1972, they signed a record contract with Columbia Records. Their first debut album was released in 1973, titled Aerosmith, and included their hit song, Dream On. This album will be the first of about 45 that Aerosmith will release over their extensive career. This album and hit song was the launching pad to their rise to fame. Now that we have looked at how Aerosmith started out, we can look at their long career in the spotlight. Aerosmith's career has lasted over 40 years, and at the beginning of their career, the group was often compared to the Rolling Stones. This comparison and the next 3 albums they produced really helped Aerosmith get their foot in the door of rock and roll. The hit songs Sweet Emotion and Walk This Way came from these albums and helped jumpstart Aerosmith into booking live performances. The band gained enormous popularity through the 1970s and started to play at big stadiums and become big live performers. With the steady increase in fame also came the reputation of the Toxic Twins, which included Steven Tyler and Joe Perry. The duo ended up with the same because of the large amounts of explicit drugs they used. The duo's drug use ended up causing many problems for the whole band. The group's reputation took a hit and decreased their commercial success, causing turmoil between the band members. According to therockapollo.com, this turmoil caused Perry and Whitford to leave the band during 1979 and 1981. The band found replacements for both members and continued touring, but the replacements just didn't connect right with the rest of the band. In 1984, Perry and Whitford rejoined Aerosmith, but the band was still down because of their bad reputation. The band's fortune finally turned back around in 1986 when they worked together with Run DMC to create their legendary remix of Walk This Way. Soon after this successful collaboration, the group held an intervention for Tyler's drug use, and the band was back on the right track. The group continued to produce hits, and in 1989 really embraced MTV, which led to controversy surrounding their hit video and song, Janie's Got a Gun. The controversy surrounding the song was based on the storyline for the music video, which implied violence and incest. Despite this controversy in the 80s, Aerosmith continued their success into the 1990s. The band released hit songs including Crying and I Don't Want to Miss a Thing in this decade. The Crying music video helped Alicia Silverstone in her rise to fame, and I Don't Want to Miss a Thing had a significant part in the blockbuster movie Armageddon. After this prosperous decade, the group continued to perform and make music in the 2000s. They performed in the 2001 halftime show and produced the hit song Back in the Saddle. Aerosmith's last studio album was in 2012, but they were also included on mashup albums until 2018. Now that we talked about Aerosmith's incredible and impressive career, we can now talk about what the band members are up to now. After their latest 2012 studio album, the members of Aerosmith started to go on their own paths. Guitarist and half of the Toxic duo, Joe Perry, became focused on his solo projects, including a Christmas record, a solo album, and he joined the band The Hollywood Vampires. Second guitarist Brad Whitford combined with Derek St. Holmes to create their own music and release their first album. Drummer Joey Kramer created his own coffee brand named Rockin' and Roastin' Coffee and has a coffee shop in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. Bassist Tom Hamilton toured as a member of the group Thin Izzy. Lastly, lead singer and other half of the Toxic Twins, Steven Tyler, released a studio album, You're All Someone from Somewhere, in 2016. This is his solo country album that he has been working on for a long time. According to UltimateClassicRock.com, some of the other members of Aerosmith have expressed their dislike for Tyler's new solo career. In May of 2016, Brad Whitford released a statement saying that other members of the band had considered touring again but without Steven Tyler. Whitford also stated that the reasons behind them excluding Tyler were because they felt abandoned by him for his new solo career. Now we are all caught up on Aerosmith's band members' lives and new careers. I have covered the history of the rock band Aerosmith, discussed where and how the band got their start, the accomplishments they had during their long career, and what the band members are up to now. Aerosmith has become one of the greatest examples of a classic rock band. Throughout their long-lasting career, they have created many hits that are still loved and played today. Even though a lot of people love to see them tour again, I'm sure we can all agree that Aerosmith is not the same without their original members to create amazing hit songs and memorable performances. Aerosmith's music has lasted through their extensive career and will continue to live on for years to come. Thank you.